Alrighty, what is going on, class? Good morning. Welcome to yet another Minecraft tutorial. Thanks for tuning in. This is my creative project. I appreciate you guys listening. I don't know if you have a choice, but I still do appreciate it. Hope your guys' morning's going great. Let's go straight to it. I'm going to try to breeze through this as quickly as possible. This is my 9th time filming this video. It is very late or early, depending on how you look at it, and I would like to get some sleep. So I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible just to show you guys, make sure it gets uploaded and everything like that. So first things first, in creating Castle Dracula, which if you don't know already, I created Castle Dracula from the novel Dracula in the creative software called Minecraft. It is virtually, or it's basically, I'm tired. It is basically virtual Legos. If you don't know what it is, that's how I explain it. It's just like Legos. Um, so yeah, let's get right into it. So first thing to do was to pick colors, and so I picked color of the grass, the tree branches, the trees themselves, the wood paneling, the mountainside. Yeah, we built a mountain. That was fun, and Castle brick. Let's get right into it. So this is a little art studio I built outside in the wilderness to show you guys. As you can see, it's a little out of place, but this is the mountainside. I'm going to explain this real quick because the mountain itself was a really big part of this build. Um, in order for the castle to be set in a canon place and a setting that was actually true to the book, I had to set the castle on a cliffside with it in the tight corner, kind of snug up against this cliff. Um, so in order to do that, we had to actually create a cliff itself because there's not a cliff that was big enough to host this. So I got some graph paper out, took a leaf from the book of Jaden McCarty, Jaden, I love you, and used graph paper to select blocks and kind of use that to exactly calculate the size of the rooms in the castle, like the library and the bedrooms and the dining hall and all those things. Use graph paper to calculate that. And it works so well because each and every single one of these blocks are these Legos, digital Legos is a block. So one block in the paper is one block on here. So I was able to figure out pretty easy. So I made that pink outline first. Then I worked in kind of steps. I make a flat wall face like this. And then I add these arches, which had a pattern to them. It's big arch, little arch, big arch, little arch. You get the idea. If you're from St. Louis, you get the idea about the arches, right? Am I right? And then I detailed the mountainside with some kind of sporadic looking textures, hopefully. This took 5 ever because, as you can see, every single little block is like a Lego, and every single little block, you gotta lay every single one of these suckers, dude, all the way across, back, front, middle, you name it. But it was totally worth it because it ended up with a cool platform. I'm going to build more stuff over here later on, stuff that won't be necessarily canon to the book, but stuff that'll kind of fit in with this new creation. So let's hop right into it. First thing you're going to notice is the colors. Once again, the grass, trees, even the flowers here. These are all picked because of their kind of rich, darker tones. There were variations of all these things in lighter tones, but I picked the darker tones because it was realistic with the novel in the sense that I created like kind of like a little bit darker feel to it, a little heavier feel. Anything lighter would kind of look cheesy, and not necessarily sinister. I'm not saying the grass blades are like as scary as the fangs of Dracula, but they're supposed to be reflective of more of a somber tone in the book. So yeah, you're gonna notice. I'll just go through really quickly and comment on the design and why what is what. So these windows up here, this is the darkest glass they had. Black windows are described in the books, of course. One of the darkest ones. You'll see in the very bottom right now. This is called a black stained glass. If you look at it, it's not very black at all. I mean, you can see through it, but it's kind of a funny contrast, like black windows. Like if you can't see through it, if it's all black, is it still a window? I don't know. Anyways, that's the glass. I need to go to sleep. I'm sorry. I'll go quickly. That window right there is Jonathan's window. It's the only north-facing window, one that overlooks the courtyard. So that's his. Let's go take a look at that real quick. I'll mention this while we're out here. If you look at the exterior of the building, you'll see it's mossy stone because it's supposed to be unkempt. It's supposed to be kind of gross, not so great on the outside, but the inside is supposed to be pristine and clean. So, the interior has the same stone but without the moss. Which, if you're wondering, yes, that means I literally built the castle twice. I built the exterior castle, I built the interior castle. So there is a castle within a castle. That is something that increased build time, unfortunately. So walking in, you're going to see this red carpet. Which I'm going to zoom through here. There we go. This is a dining room. Very quickly, just a dining room, very basic. Mentioned in the book, though, so of course it had to make its way in here. Everything canon stays. This is a painting of a cow as a king, just for fun. But yeah, the whole layout of this book is all canon. There's some details like the cow painting which aren't canon, but just added some fun to the project. So dining room, definitely in the book, definitely in my castle. These staircases were absolutely terrible to make. Making curved staircases in a game where everything is a square Lego is brutal. Just brutal. Took forever. But let's take a left down this long hallway. At the very end, we're going to see an open doorway. This leads to Jonathan's room. Got a couple bookshelves, got his bed. In the book, he would have been hanging his cross right here when he goes to wander at nighttime on his bedpost. Very bad idea. But that's his bed right there. Here's a front-facing window overlooking the courtyard. But when Jonathan wanders outside, he wanders down the hall, and he stumbles across another room, which has a door open, which is this one right here. And this is particular and important because it connects to another part of the story, which is Dracula's room and his first encounter upon seeing Dracula in the sleeping coffin as a vampire. This is the cliff face, which I just fell off of. Like all 9 times I've filmed this video, I fall off every single time. This is the cliff face where Jonathan would have traveled precariously, as you just saw me demonstrate, all the way over to Dracula's room. And if he would have made it and not fallen off like me, like I'm a dummy, he would have made it, got through Dracula's window, and walked into his room, which we'll see some black carpet, black beds instead of red. I kind of made it darker tones. Also used less torches to make it seem a little more eerie. This is a tunnel that leads to the chapel, which Dracula sleeps in his little dirt bed. He doesn't even use this bed, but just for design. His little his dirt bed in the chapel. But first, little Easter egg that I made. Since Dracula is indeed a vampire, I thought this was necessary. Honestly, it's probably my favorite part of the castle, I think. Out of the 150 hours I put in this thing, it's my favorite part. So, but I'll zoom through here. I'm trying to keep my promise of making this thing short. If you zoom through here, make it to the chapel where the roof is collapsed because it's gross and old, except for in here because, of course, Dracula can't be in the sunlight, so he's shaded up above. But he's got his wooden coffin, a different color. I picked a more pine color. Pine coffins are very common. Wooden pine coffins very common. But the dirt, this is just a bed of dirt from the layout. It's really very straightforward. And we're back outside in the front. I'm going to run quickly inside and show you the 2 remaining rooms that we have according to the canon. Once again, I have a lot more room in this castle for other rooms and stuff I'm going to add later, but I just want to stick according to the book right here. So this is the room which Jonathan finds, in which you can see the south, which is this direction, and the west, which would be this direction, facing cliffs. In the book, he finds this room where you can see the cliff sides, he can see the forest, he can see some mountains, he can see the rivers. It's all described in the book, and so I had to make a room where that was all. You're able to see all of that in one little sitting. So I made this corner tower, which I like very much. Had to go out and plant not a lot of those trees, but a good amount of those trees. Luckily, the river's already there, though. But just for this view alone, I had to spend some time out there planting trees. Just a little funny. But yeah, so that's that. And then the last room, which is mentioned in the book, is one that probably took the most time in detail, which is the library. How to create all these bookshelves, set them up, space them out. Once again, use that graph paper grid. Have the red banners on the wall. Have the red carpet down here, which I've had throughout the entire castle. Wooden floors. A balcony with more. I'll scoot on up here real quick. More carpet, more banners, more torches. more books, more knowledge, more Lamborghini. And then one of the defining features in the book, can't miss it, would be the golden table. Put some chairs and I made some gold. Gold blocks needs for the table. And then I put a glowstone, it's called, in here to kind of give this radiant kind of glow. If you're at an angle like this, you can't see the stone in there, but you can just kind of tell it's a little shiny and shimmery. So also another Easter egg for you fellas and ladies out there. You can see the little recording studio out there in the distance. So, but yeah, that's it. That is as quick as I can explain it and show it. The Castle Dracula. You know, this exterior, these roof things. I'll show you this last thing as another little Easter egg. I loaded this thing up for you guys. These 4 pillars and roofs. If you search actually Dracula's castle and click images, you're gonna see one that looks very similar to this. It's these 4 pillars, exterior top hallway, and these caps on top of these pillars, which is from a castle that Stoker supposedly studied and even traveled to in his creation of Dracula's castle. So it's potentially, you know, the real Dracula's castle. Of course, there's 3 or 4 castles out there that claim to be really the real Dracula's castle. So I don't know for sure, but if anything, this would be a castle in his era, in his time, which he, I think, did visit this one, I think, at least once. So very possibly get some ideas from this one. So, but this architecture styles where you get the multi-roof, you know, layout, the pillars and the towers, everything like that. So, yeah, this is it. I know I said I'll keep it short, so I'll keep it short. This is Castle Dracula. I hope you guys enjoyed. Big shout out to my man, Lord Salic. My dude spent some hours with me creating this mountain and helping me just do some of the boring work, like laying some of these walls. So I do appreciate him. Besides that, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it a little bit. Maybe not. If not, I hope you at least got a good nap in while this video is playing. I am your boy, R2D2. And I'll see you later.